Hi, my name's Randy. I've been praying a lot whether I should do these videos or not, but seeing the state of our society nowadays, I'm more and more led to believe that I better. I call this uncommon common sense because after a long history of religious leaders and pastors getting rich off their congregations, um, people writing books and getting rich, etc., etc. Um, I just think that we need to get down to the brass tacks of the Bible. There's a lot of theology, a lot of belief systems that are not based on the context of the scriptures they use, if I can put it that way. I don't mean to be dogmatic or critical, but we have 5,000 member congregations that don't do anything for society except feed the so-called shepherd. And we'll call it the Rice Bowl from here on out. And they do a little bit of good work, but nothing that actually changes society. We have the Supreme Court that just violated religious beliefs. Whether you believe in gay marriage or not is not my issue. We have Christians believing that we shouldn't have a government protecting people. We are not allowed to carry guns to protect ourselves. So we're going to go through a lot of these scriptures and see what is there. We have the gaps of theory that many religious believers attack instead of opening their minds up. We have three different theologies as far as the end of the world. And whether you believe in any of them or not isn't really what we're going to try to discuss, or what I'm going to try to discuss, for lack of a better word. Um, we have a lot of arguments and the theology that you should not debate politics or religion, and those are the only subjects that really mean anything, and they have nothing to do with the simple things that Paul talks about in the Bible of not debating. In fact, the Bible talks about 3 debates, and one of them lasted 3 months. I'm sorry, but you get a bunch of people together debating for 3 months. I think you're going to have some people getting offended. I think you're going to have some people getting mad, etc., etc. Again, so why are we teaching don't do it when the Bible clearly shows us to do it? We have a lot of other things going on. The prosperity message, name it and claim it. We'll go through that, and I'll tell you my beliefs, and you can agree with them or you can't. It really doesn't matter. I think the biggest issue we have is Christians getting offended by the meat of the Bible, as Paul writes, and as Jesus says, you have left your first love. Things like that. Salvation and the promises of God are 2 different things, and if they're 2 different things, then how come when you discuss, say the confessions of your mouth, or faith healing, or prosperity, do people get offended that you're talking about their salvation? When the Bible's very clear, they're two totally different subjects. One is a mature Christian, and one is a baby Christian, as Paul writes about in 1 Corinthians, the milk. And, well, let's start there. 1 Corinthians, Paul writes that he cannot speak of the meat, and he must keep it simple, and that he is strictly speaking about the milk of the Bible. And yet, you have pastors and teachers out there going, this is a revelation, and this is the meat. Well, if that's the meat, then Paul's an idiot, because he specifically says, this is meat. So everything in 1 Corinthians is milk. And you may not like that statement, but I didn't write the statement, and I'm not the author of the book. So you need to take it up with Paul or God. For one subject. And I want to let you think about that one. If you want to go into some of the other contexts, like I said, I'm really not into specific scriptures per se, but I'm going to use them. I'm more interested in keeping the context of what we're teaching in context. That's as I said, with Paul saying the letter of 1 Corinthians is milk, and to think of it any other ways is either calling Paul an idiot or just totally ridiculous. Thanks for the time, and I hope you viewed this, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you'll come back. Thank you very much.